Good morning, students. How are you today? Let's begin with our social studies class. Today in social studies, we are talking about a lesson called Recognizing Americans. This lesson is the last lesson in Unit 5, A World of Many People. Let's begin. Our learning objectives for today are to recognize that people from many cultures have contributed to American society. Our second objective for today, describe how individuals can make a difference in people's lives. These are the two very important things that we will try and learn by the end of the lesson. Let's find out what are our vocabulary words. The first vocabulary word for today is scientist. Can you repeat after me? Scientist. Very good. Our second vocabulary word is invention. Invention. Please repeat these words. Scientist and invention. Excellent. Let's find out what these words mean. I'm going to show you two pictures here. Which of the two pictures is for a scientist? Very good, you guessed it right. This picture of a boy and a girl holding a test tube and some things that we are using in a lab are trying to make an invention. They are scientists. What is this? This is an invention. What do you see in this picture? Two kids are eating ice cream and they have a lovely little gadget to make sure that the ice cream is not dripping. When you eat ice cream at McDonald's, what happens? Your hand becomes all dirty, correct? But this gadget is an invention in order to ensure that the ice cream does not spill. Let's look at it in more detail. The first vocabulary word is scientist. A scientist is someone who observes and makes discoveries. A scientist is a person who observes things and makes discoveries. So, who do you see in these two pictures? This person is the person who is the key person involved in making the invention of the light bulb. His name is Thomas Alva Edison. He invented the light bulb. Let's look at the second vocabulary word. The second vocabulary word for today is invention. Now, what do you see in these pictures? Have you seen something like this before? Or this one? Or this one? Well, invention is a new product that has not been made before. I repeat, an invention is a new product that has not been made before. Let's move on. Now, this person here that you see, his name is George Washington Carver. Now, what is he famous for? He's a famous scientist that invented peanut butter. Do you guys like peanut butter on your bread? Yes. So do you want to know who made that invention? It was this famous scientist. And not just peanut butter, he made buttermilk, chili sauce, ink, instant coffee, mayonnaise, metal polish, and even shaving cream. So I'll repeat myself. George Washington Carver found more than 300 products using peanuts. Now, what are peanuts? Here's a picture of peanuts for you. With this, he made peanut butter, ink, shampoo, and many more. Now, I have a quick question for you. What ways did Edison and Carver improve people's life? So what did Edison do? Who can remember? He invented the light bulb. Very good. And what about Mr. Carver? He made that lovely peanut butter for you that you have on your bread every morning. They found new ways to use crops. Okay, so Mr. Carver was a key person who found new ways to use crops. Okay, Edison for the light bulb and Carver for crops. Now we are going to look at the next slide, which talks about famous artists. Okay. Now, this famous artist is Chinese American architect. His name is pronounced as Ming Pei. Okay. And Gloria Estefan, a singer, dancer, and a songwriter. Let's learn about these two famous artists in detail. Now, first we will talk about Ming Pei. He was based in America. He's a Chinese American architect. He designed many interesting buildings that became landmark. And at the end of the lesson, you will be truly amazed at what invention or what interesting building he designed for us here in Qatar. I'll show it to you in my last slide. He also invented the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and Museum of Cleveland, Ohio. So these are the two major landmarks that he designed. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and this is the Museum of Cleveland. Let's go to the next slide. We talk about the famous artist, Gloria Estefan. Now, who is Gloria Estefan? She's a Cuban singer. She shares Cuban culture. Her songs helped make Latin music popular in the United States. You know what she did? She held concerts to raise money to help people in need. She sang in order to help people in need. Now, here's a question for you. How have Ming Pei and Gloria Estefan affected American culture? Well, Ming Pei created interesting buildings in American cities, and Gloria Estefan, she shares her culture through her music. Okay, so did you enjoy this lesson? We will be doing a scientist and artist work, which is in your books. I will be posting it shortly. Let's look quickly at the lesson summary. American scientists find ways to make a difference in the lives of others, and American artists are a part of country's culture. You remember I told you you will be very surprised in the end? What, have you seen this building before in Doha? Very good. This is the Museum of Islamic Art. And this is in Qatar. This is also designed by Ming Pei. Can you identify these people? This lady here, she is Gloria Estefan. Very good. She is a famous artist. This person, he is Mr. Thomas Alva Edison, who invented the light bulb. And the peanut butter that you might have eaten this morning, all thanks to Mr. George Washington Carver. Very good. Now, you will have a quiz shortly, and the quiz will have these questions. Who are some Americans who have made a difference to people's lives? What was Thomas Edison's most famous invention? And what is the difference between scientist and artist? I would like you to relook at this lesson, try to learn these answers, and be ready for the quiz shortly. If you have any questions for me, please drop me a line and I'm happy to answer them. I hope you enjoyed the lesson for today. Thank you. Take care.